I think a lot of smaller companies, small, medium-sized companies that are using QuickBooks Online, especially manufacturing companies, have a need for an inventory management system. QuickBooks Online, while it's great at certain functions, doesn't have a built-in inventory management system. It doesn't track inventory. It doesn't do inventory costing, which means that the company's going to have a solution to be able to do that outside of QuickBooks Online. I've seen companies that have tried to use Excel, that have tried to do it manually. It's possible, but it's very tedious and it can get out of control very quickly. Have experience working with companies that have implemented MRP solutions, which is material resource planning, that work well and integrate with QuickBooks. Those are kind of the best of both worlds. It's a cloud solution that you can use to set up your inventory. You can track it. You can track locations, make sure that you know what you have, where it's at in the process, and also have an accurate inventory cost when you go to sell the items.
What is it costing companies for not doing this right? Because you've really walked into various situations, from total mess to emerging, so trying to get it right, getting ahead of it. So what are the costs of not doing it right?
So it works for financial statements at the end of the year to go out and do a full physical inventory. What it lacks is the ability to know what you have on hand at any given point in time, which can impact your sales. If you don't know what you have that's available for sale, it can impact shipment times. I've seen that at a lot of companies where shipment times are extremely delayed because the raw materials or components that are needed to produce that item aren't in stock, or the quantity is not the right amount, which is going to cause them delays in shipping. It's going to cause them issues with customers, with customer confidence that they can get that product on time.
Well, we're talking specifically about impacts to revenue. Impacts to COGS are overbuying things that you have plenty of. And
Yep,
then,
that's correct. Yep.
Situations where I've seen costs is impact on bankability. When you don't have a firm grasp of your assets and inventory, that can really prohibit you from access to capital that you might need.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the banks want to know that you have control over all of your assets, that you're properly stated, and that your costs are accurately reported. And you really need an MRP or something along those lines to be able to track that real time. Again, you can do it at the end of the quarter and back into it, but most companies don't need access to capital only at the end of a quarter or the end of a year. They want to be able to go with a set of financial statements. The bank will ask for them, your most recent month or your current set of financials. And if you don't have the ability to do that without going out and counting and then backing into your COGS, it's going to cost you capital. It's going to cost you the ability to go out and get extra financing. That's with banks, but also with private investors, same thing there.
So we've talked a bit about opportunity cost, which there are actual costs and then sometimes costs that are hard to kind of quantify. What about transformation? What stories or what experiences have you been a part of where you've really seen companies take off because they have a firm grasp on their inventory management?
Yeah, no, I've seen companies where I had one that I worked with that they had it was probably 4 weeks or so from order placement for online customer orders. From order placement to order shipment was averaging about 4 weeks. And that was primarily, they were a make to order business at the time, but that was in large part because they didn't have any idea what they had for raw material inventory. So they would sell items that they didn't have the inventory for, which would then cause delays in shipping. And some of those delays could go out 6 months or more from the time that an order was placed until it actually shipped, for certain customers because of those delays, which impacts customer satisfaction, that type of thing. With that company in particular, I worked with them to both move from a desktop version of QuickBooks to an online version of QuickBooks, as well as implementing a cloud-based MRP solution that integrated with QuickBooks and gave them the ability to see inventory real time, as well as produce financials real time. And they were able to get average shipment days down to about 3 days from order placement to shipment, based on primarily on having better visibility over their inventory and over their manufacturing process.
Yeah, and impacts to revenue aside, there has to be significant impacts to profit when you have everything running smoothly.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yes, you'd mentioned earlier, but the over ordering of items. So that was another thing that that company in particular had struggled with was not having, or was because they had run out in the past, they ordered more, but they didn't know how much they needed to order.
Mhm.
Having an MRP system can also help with forecasting because you're
Yeah.
getting real-time data as you move forward, which gives you the better ability to forecast what you think you're going to need at any given time by forecasting out your custom orders as well. So it provides much better visibility. It provides real-time costing. So when you're looking at product lines and determining whether you want to keep a product line or get rid of it, profitability is an important thing. What they found actually was that there were certain items that they thought were very profitable or at least were very popular for them, but in the end they were actually losing money on those particular product lines, and other ones that given a choice for the sales team to pump one product over another, if you have that information, you can go after the profitable one instead
Yes.
of continuing to sell something that's very low margin.
Basically, what I'm hearing you say is for inventory, specifically manufacturing, you got their back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm here as a resource for companies that are looking to transform their manufacturing process.
I believe you. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.